Hello traders, hi guys, good afternoon. So I'm back. I am still on my holidays. I just came back from Jaisalmer. Currently I'm in Jodhpur and I have an off. So I have some bandwidth today and tomorrow. So I thought let me share the market analysis. I actually did not look at the markets from past more than a week, but today I just before recording this video, I just saw the market and pretty good moves. Pretty good moves happened in the last week. Basically, I was long biased, and now profit booking is going on. Okay, so with that, let me quickly start today's episode 21 for the post market analysis. Sponsored by Trade Education. So, before I begin, just to give a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for everyone. And all the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activities. So, with that, let me quickly share what happened in Nifty, what I was looking at, and let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the daily chart, and currently what I'm seeing is there is a sort of one time framing, and then right now from the price action perspective, so sellers are stepping it at 11,700 levels, and right now so sellers are acting strong, so this has hit a ceiling and price is just going sideways. There's no basically we are just seeing a sort of distribution. Here there was accumulation, here the distribution. So this is what I'm seeing from the daily chart. Also, if you see, ATR is pretty high compared to this. So this big move which happened, I think it was 20th of September. So let me quickly go to the market profile chart. So what I marked is I marked the yesterday's references, yesterday's high, yesterday's close. This is today's depok. So this is not the reference which you should monitor, and this is yesterday's low. So what happened today is, so this is the open in Nifty today, and it was clearly seeing a sort of rejection from yesterday's high. So this would give you a sort of confidence, that sellers are strong, and you can target the lows of yesterday. So A period, B period, C period, and the D period. So D period, it was, I think it stopped at this level. Let me redraw it again. So basically at this level, so this is where the auction stopped, and again it tried to reverse. Then again this was a mean reversion trade. So if you see the VWAP charts, here's where the sellers were again stepping in and taking out the low of yesterday. So overall confidence is from the seller side, and some of the references which I'm seeing is this G2 high. Also, there is a prominent point of control at the bottom of the chart. So this reference also I'll be monitoring. So right now the ball is in the court of the sellers, and buyers are doing a poor job. They need to so they need to they will be stepping it. So if you see, so this is the daily chart on the one time framing. They will be stepping it at 11,456, 11,400. So from the daily chart, buyers will try to trick the auction higher, but it seems currently that sellers are winning the auction. Sorry for that. It's my phone. I forgot to keep it on silent. Yeah. So this is what I'm observing. So today, for tomorrow, this will be my references. So today's high, today's close and depok are same. Okay, and today's low. Also, if you see, today's low is is a poor low. The reason why it is a poor low is, so if you see this low, the 18th October low, and the 24th October low. So there are just a couple of ticks away, about 20 ticks away, but there are clustered lows here. Also, there are a lot of single prints here. So tomorrow, let's see what happens where the open is, and more of, so if you see this is sort of an excess, and we have a sort of a balanced activity. So buyers are stepping in. It's not that the buyers are weak, but buying is happening. And tomorrow, we need to monitor what is happening at the high, what is happening at the low. Sorry, what is happening at the close and the low, and this reference. So these are some of the things which I'm going to look tomorrow if I have the bandwidth. But I will be having the bandwidth. I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow I'm free only. So let's see. If I'm able to share my analysis. So if you so if you understood the context right. So if you see, this was an HVN. This is the lows of yesterday. So this was a very good trade location wherein you could have entered short once the auction goes below the HVN, because this HVN is a pretty important reference or an important level which I was monitoring. Also, if you see, this was the second time where you got a chance. If you missed this opportunity, then here we are seeing a sort of exhaustion, and sellers are stepping in, and this was a pretty good move taking out the lows of yesterday. So this was, would be my trade plan for trading Nifty. Let me quickly go to the Bank Nifty, but before going there, I'm just sharing a composite volume profile, and what you see is the sellers have started entering at the value area high, and currently the auction is tagging the point of control or the volume point of control. So tomorrow we need to see that the auction, there needs to be continuation on the downside, tagging the value area low. So this is what I'll be looking at. So once because there are multiple peacock touch, multiple sorry, not peacock but the volume point of control touch, indicating this reference has become weak. So more sellers, so more auction, so more price action will be happening, and then we'll be seeing that we need to see that we are getting a continuation and tagging this value area low. So that is what I'm looking at from the composite volume profile chart. Let me clear this level. These were from the past references. Okay. Now let me quickly take to the Bank Nifty. So in Bank Nifty, what I'm seeing is we have entered into a 3-day balance. There was a sort of one-time framing, and now the auction is in a 3-day balance. Also from the price action perspective, this is the level where the sellers are stepping in. So tomorrow we need to see what is happening, whether we are again trailing in the balance, whether we are seeing look over the balance and fail, or whether we are seeing continuation to the downside. So we need to follow the balance rule. Also, the overall volatility is pretty increasing in the Bank Nifty futures chart. So let me quickly jump to the market profile chart. And okay, so I forgot to mark my references, so I'm just marking it quickly. So for trading today, these were some of the references which I would be looking at. So just a second, just give me a minute. I'll just mark this. Deepak, where is yesterday's close? Here is yesterday's close, and here is yesterday's low. Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing in Bank Nifty is, as I shared, that we have entered in more of a 3-day balance. Also, there are a lot of weaker references, or references which got tagged today. And one more thing is, the highs are pretty close by. So if you see the 22nd October, the 23rd October, 24th October, so there are clustered highs. So this is a sign of weakness wherein at a particular visual level, the sellers are stepping in. So in a short term, once the downfall, once we see a sort of balancing, then we will be able to see that this levels will be cleared. So this is what I'm looking at. So what happened today is, again, sellers. So today the confidence was high from the sellers perspective. The auction went above the yesterday's high. So this is the yesterday's high. Sorry, I marked today's high. So this is the yesterday's high, and the seller started stepping in, clearing clearing all the weaker references. And also right now it has entered this big single print zone, so that's where buyers will be there. So overall, what I'm looking at is Nifty, it's bearish. Sellers, currently the option is in the favor of the sellers. And there was one more, mean reversion opportunity here. So this we will be able to spot from the VWAP chart or the volume spread analysis. Also, if you see, there was a rejection from yesterday's point of control. So this was also a good trade location to go short, targeting the yesterday's low. So again, same like Nifty, Bank Nifty also I'm seeing that the auction is in the favor of sellers, and nothing much, nothing much. So tomorrow I'm expecting, further continuation to the down move, clearing all the single print. So that is what, my expectation would be. Looking from the VWAP chart, so let me just draw the HVN. So this is yesterday's HVN, and if you see, and this is yesterday's high. So this was a good trade location wherein we found an early trade entry to short, and we need to exit at this HVN because sellers or the buyers, so sellers will be exhausting or buyers will be stepping in. But it did not happen in this case, but we saw a further continuation to the downside. Then again, at this HVN we saw sellers stepping in. So this was again a good trade, or a short opportunity or a good trade location targeting the yesterday's low. So this was pretty good trade. So even if you missed this, you can capture. You must be, or you, if the context, if you understand the overall context, you can trade. So today it was a pretty good trade. So whoever traded today, Nifty, Bank Nifty, I hope you guys have minted a lot. And please do note, guys, that such days are there, but don't be greedy. Don't come or don't develop a god complex. The reason why I'm saying god complex is because this psychology or this this ego, so basically god complex is nothing but it will build you an ego, and what you will do is you will not follow your trade plan. You will go against the market, and you will always be like you'll be doing a lot of over trades. So never ever, never ever come into, always be humble. Don't develop this god complex. That is just a quite kind request to you guys, if you want to be successful in the long run. With that, let me quickly jump to the Reliance chart. And in Reliance, what I'm seeing is, so this is a sort of balance, and right now the auction, so there is a weaker high, and it looked above the balance, and currently it failed. So the auction tried to enter the balance, and now the close is at the high of the balance. So from that, let me just quickly expand what happened in the, so yeah, the Reliance chart. Okay. So what I'm looking in Reliance is, so the auction, so we had a balance followed by a continuation to the upside, followed by a P shape. Again, we have this weaker high, and we have a sort of a balance shape. Then we had a failure, and the auction tried to move below. So there was a lot of emotional selling happening, and there are a lot of anomalies. The next day what happened, so that is today, what happened is all the weaker anomalies, and the day before yesterday's poor high, they all got cleared today, and the auction is nothing but it is just one time framing higher. So whoever, this is nothing but a short covering rally. So whoever looked at yesterday's profile, they were trying to short, and that's why we are seeing such sharp rally to the upper side, because there were a lot of stops built at the weaker references, so at this weak high, at this prominent point of control, and all this anomalies, it got cleared. So Reliance also, it was pretty good trade from the long term, or from the long perspective. From VSA chart also we got a clarity. So you just mark this HVN, what is happening at this HVN, and mark the low. So it did not tag the low, but it tagged the HVN, and then the auction started going up. Once the auction started going up, you can take that trade, and you can exit here, exit at this HVN. And overall, this was a pretty good trade, trade entry, if you understand the overall context correctly. So this is what is happening in Reliance. Now let me quickly go to crude oil. So crude oil, there are a lot of this new sentiment. So inventory is nothing but it is short to too short. Now from the daily perspective, we are in a sort of a balance, and now we are seeing continuation higher. So this is what I'm seeing from the daily chart or from the long-term perspective in crude oil. Uh, okay. So let's see what's happening today. So okay, so the US session has started. Right now the time is 5 a.m. 5 p.m. IST. So the US session is started. So what is happening is so overall, we had a sort of a balanced day. This is not, but more of a balanced day. Yesterday, the US session, it was an inventory day, and we are seeing a sharp rise in the price. And currently, the auction, if you see in the overnight session, the auction is tagging, it is staying above the highs. So this was yesterday's close, and it is just developing, higher. And also in the US session, the current session, it has taken out the overnight high. So let me zoom in this chart a bit to give you more clarity. So for trading the US market, what will be my reference area is the overnight high, overnight low, the prominent point of control. And if you see, there are just one, two, three anomalies. So right now, the auction, what is happening is at the highs, the sellers are stepping in and they are trying to take the auction below. And so just wait for the B period, because what happens generally is in the overnight session, if the inventory is long, in the US session it will try to correct, because in the overnight session the players are pretty weak. They're not strong players. The US session has got very strong players, so they will be trading against this weak buyers, and they will try to clear the auction. So just wait, just see. So this is what my trade plan would be for trading the crude oil, Okay, so with that, I would like to, thank you, and please do share your feedback. Please do let me know your comments. Please do like. Please do share. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do share, subscribe to my channel. I'll not be trading tomorrow, but I'll be looking at the markets, and what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing my market analysis tomorrow also. So with that, I would like to thank you again, and let's see what happens in the auction or in the market tomorrow. Bye for now.